There it is, Sunday Skool. Here we come, and here we are. Oh, great. Where am I? I'm tiny. There we go. Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Skool. We're going to get wise. We're going to get inspired. We're going to take action. We are going to learn what this school thing is all about. And we're going to meet one of my colleagues and inspiring creator that is multi-talented, as so many of us are. Sarah Hankins. She is our first guest on this fabulous new show. And I am your host. Let's go. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Wendy S. Wiseman of Wiseman Integrative, based in Folsom, California, serving globally here online. And it is my pleasure, a privilege, an honor to help folks move out of pain. Stop stress before it wrecks your success. There you go. Sarah, why don't you introduce yourself and then I'll talk a little bit about school and then we'll get into your story.
Hi, lovelies. I'm Sarah. I live in southeastern Ohio and have a gaggle of children and animals. And I have a couple of different spaces on school. One is all about homeopathy, and the other one is all about fixing your funk and let's do the next damn thing.
Sorry about that. I was checking to make sure we were live. We've got Nick, the gifted bipolar writer, in the audience. Hi, Nick. Thanks for joining us. She is the editor extraordinaire of this amazing new project I'm part of called A LinkedIn Love Affair. It's an anthology, but not just an anthology, it's a trilogy of anthologies with this incredible, inspiring individuals on the land of LinkedIn, which is another passion of mine. My new passion, however, is school. It is what's hot, what's new, an online learning collaborative community platform. It's not just about courses, it's not just another course platform. It's a place to come connect and create whatever you want and monetize it like that. There are folks showing you how to raise goats. There are folks that are just jamming together over gifts and silliness. There is Joe the Jester, who has an incredible collection of oddities in his classroom that he's monetizing. And there is, of course, the school games. You've probably seen Alex Hormozzi's ads about the school games, where you can come and not even know what you're going to do, start a community, monetize it within the first 14-day free trial, and then learn how to become a millionaire, basically doing what you love. And it is a wonderful place. I have met so many incredible people, and I'm super excited, as always, yay, to be bringing them to you every week on this new series called Sunday Skool. That's school with a K. Now, a little background. I had seen Alex's email when he announced that he went all in on this new platform. And I'd even seen this school thing floating around before, Sam Ovens' project, and it had kind of been there in my awareness, but not quite gotten my full attention until I was in a H7 Networks meeting, and Danny Del Vecchio was stepping out to focus on his school community, his LinkedIn video business. And I dove in on February 20th of this year, 2024. And wow, it has been a whirlwind of learning these last 6 months. I've started a few different pathways and projects. I've met absolutely incredible individuals. Like I said, I can't say it enough because it's truly astounding, the connections that we're forming, the communities that are changing the world in positive ways without the algorithms, without the censorship, without someone else deciding what you see and who you talk to. And that is part of the power in the platform. I have, of course, set up a free community for you to come see at painfree.wisewithwendy.com. It's a great way to get acquainted with the platform and also get some terrific tension taming tips that you know and love me for. Because we are here. We're creating a better world together as happier, healthier humans. Yay! And on that note, I would like to give it to Sarah. She was one of my first connections that we really jammed together, and she's helped me a lot put things together, and has a couple of different focuses with homeopathy and inspiring action and some new projects. But I'm going to let her tell you all about that. Sarah, take it away.
Well, I came to school in February. I was looking for a place to host my homeopathy resource that I had created. I've been using and working with and digging deep into homeopathy for the last 15-ish years or so after I had gone through the herbs and the supplements and all of the biohacking stuff and things like that. Um, so I had been working on this resource with the common questions, how do you use it? Where do you get the homeopathic pilules? And what happens if you need a homeopath? How do we dose? How do we figure out what remedy to use for what? And all of those sorts of things, right? Because homeopathy is a more individualistic modality compared to like herbs, like, if you have a headache with mainstream, it's like ibuprofen, right? Whereas, it's white willow bark or an herbal tincture or the supplement, it doesn't matter what kind of headache for the most part. Whereas with homeopathy, we want to know like, where's the headache? What kind of pain? Like, what makes it better or worse? Is it worse in the morning or at night? Like, all of these things. So it can be really overwhelming and daunting for somebody that's new to say, yes, I want to do this. But man, that's a whole different mindset, right? So I set out and I made this resource that is all broken up into small chunks so it's easy to read and understand. No jargon. I explain what the jargon is, but it's not like superfluous throughout the whole thing. So that way you can do it at your own leisure and it addresses all of the things. So you can start using homeopathy for acutes for yourself and your fam and your animal friends too. And ditch all of the cupboards of stuff, right? Because you need different stuff for babies than adults or teenagers and elderly. You need different stuff, even if you have different types of animals. You can't give the same stuff to a cow or a goat that you can give to your dog or your cat, and all of that. So it's just you've got a kit and maybe some extras, but it gets rid of all of the extra junk out of your cupboards and things like that. And then so we work through the resource and we have chats to go over things, and it's a place to come and search if other people have used different remedies for what and why and that kind of thing. So that was how I came to school. I was looking for a platform without the censorship and algorithm like you were talking about, Wendy, because homeopathy goes really against the mainstream model, right? And anywhere else that I post, like I've got a following on Instagram, I've post things over there, but the algorithm is trained to push certain things more so than other things. And if you happen to go against the mainstream ideas, then maybe your stuff doesn't get seen as much as the mainstream stuff does. So I was looking for a place without all of that was easy to use because I am a tech granny of sorts. Like it just I once I get it, I'm good. But like learning new platforms, like for example, I've built the six-figure businesses from scratch before, like selling physical things. But like I had never used Google Docs or Google Drive until last summer when I started
Right.
making my resource. So I needed something that was easy to set up. And I found Skool when someone that I started following last year hosted a retreat in November. Well, she did a webinar or whatever with somebody in February. And my gut said, hell yes. And I've been learning really hard and leading into when my gut says hell yes, I jump, even if it doesn't make any sense. So I jumped and I was in that group for a few months and it wasn't a great fit for me. And that's okay. I didn't even know that the main Skool community and like everybody else's stuff because I had never heard of Alex Hormozy. I had never heard of Sam Ovens. I had never, I just jumped because I was like, okay, this seems like a good fit. And they are both awesome, awesome humans. and I love learning from them, on the Skool platform and things like that. But I found the main Skool community and some other communities at the end of April, and ever since then, it's been history, right? And so I also started, because I've built the six-figure businesses before. I started a couple of business entrepreneurial groups to help people ditch the mind fuckery, I call it. It's the overwhelm and the imposter syndrome and like the fear, right? Because when we have those sorts of things brewing, it causes us to pause. Like, we don't actually take the action that we need to move forward and to be able to move forward into our dreams. And it lights me up like no other to be able to fuel other people to live in their passion and their purpose. I could do lots of things, but yeah, like, I would much rather see other people live in their passion and purpose and do what they love and earn money from it. you know, that is just, there's something really, really special about that.
What an incredible journey. You landed and you're all in, right? It's like, what is this wonderful thing? And I also, I landed and was like, wow, I dove into discovery, and there's just so many communities about so many different things, and a lot of them aren't a good fit. And that's okay. It's growing every day. And even your kids have started a community, right?
Yeah, we're working on it. We're starting them with they've had a little bit of a business because they came to me a few years ago and said, "Mom, we want goats." I'm like, "Okay, how do you want to fund that?" And they started figuring out how to crochet. One of them knew how to crochet. The other one borrowed the book from the library. Yes, we're still old school because I homeschool my children. We go to the library. She got the book. She figured it out. I found them a place to consign at and set up their socials. And they brought home 4 baby goats instead of 2. And I've wanted for a long time because they don't use patterns. They just think of what they want to make, and it comes out into, the yarn from their hands. So I wanted for a long time to figure out a way for them to be able to make the patterns, like write them out, so that way they can have a form of passive income. And so now we've started a school for them. There's not much in there yet, but they've started. They're already like, "Mom, we've got 4 patterns." I'm like, "Okay, I've got it." So I've got all of these different, balls in the air. And so we will be fleshing that out soon. But to speak to your point, like, yeah, there are groups, and, they're not for everybody. But that's the really cool thing about Skool that I love. It's like, you've got people, especially in like the main community, but any community, you've got people that are newbies, and you've got people that are like far more experienced bigwigs. Everybody's in the same platform. And it's this whole concept of like, we don't like operate out of lack, we operate out of an abundance mindset. So that means, even though there's several people in the same niche or niche, however you want to pronounce it, it doesn't matter. Like, if you've got a problem, you ask, and other people come and help. And if you've got a win, we all celebrate together. And like, there's collaborations happening, and there's all of this wonderful goodness. It's not like anywhere else that I've ever seen. Like, I've never been in a business space before. Like, I built the businesses and things like that, but I never went to school for business. And how I operate doesn't jive with most standard business people, and that's okay. But that's why I've never found a place, right? Well, when I found the main Skool community, and I jumped all in, because that's what I do. I just jump all in. That's my neurospicy nature. And I was welcomed with open arms, and we all just started like hanging out and chatting and encouraging each other. Like, there's nothing better than that. Not at all.
Absolutely. I mean, surround yourself with the people that you want to become, right? And scale your business up and help uplift others. It's like, we've made some great connections that we've helped on their like first day. And the diversity in the communities is astounding. And being able to have the weekly Q&A with Alex Hormozy answering your questions, and to be working with these top voices. I mean, I followed Evelyn Weiss for years, and now she actually joined the new community I've set up for women wellness leaders, for wellness in scaling your business, for women in wellness, for wellness in the world as women leaders. And if you're a woman leader, you can join Sarah and I and some fabulous other women at leader.wisewithwendy.com. It's free. It is a collective networking and business growth hub that we have just kickstarted, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. So tell others and come join us. Now, what would you tell people that are hesitant to come try school? Is there like I'm used to Facebook. You know, change is hard, right? Change is
Change
hard
is
and
hard.
people
Change
sit
is
in their
scary
comfort
because
zone.
your brain wants you to be safe, right? And I know that many people that have Facebook groups have a lot of grievances with Facebook, with how they operate. And you've got other people's ads in your space and whether people actually see your stuff or not. And all of these different things. And like they've added so much stuff that sometimes it's hard to figure out what's where. And they don't like, if you need help with something, good luck. Good luck getting help with something. Um, but no, like if you've got an established space somewhere or you have an offering and what's the worst thing that could happen? And I'm like, yes, okay, you're afraid or you don't want to have all of that work and effort. However, sometimes things can take a little bit of work and effort at the front. And then in the long run, it's a lot better and easier for you. I mean, it's less to manage with all the, because Facebook has all the different things and overwhelm and all of that stuff. And the less you have on your plate, like the easier it becomes. And the more you're able to even bring more people in and
Mhm.
you can make more money because you're not, frustrated because Facebook is, and there's always the, well, you go against mainstream or you go do this or whatever. Well, maybe you don't get to get in your Facebook group.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Some of the top coaches I'm following. Woo! Do you have a tab open with my voice? Some of the top coaches that I'm working with here lost their Facebook accounts. And actually, Evelyn made a wonderful video on her YouTube about her transition from, you know, huge Facebook group. And Russell Brunson just came onto school. And it's not just about these bigger voices that are transitioning to the platform. It's so simple. You
And
just,
both for the creator and the user.
yeah,
Like,
you
it's
just
so
click
simple
a
and
button.
to use and to set your stuff up, and it's very straightforward, and your people see your stuff, they know what, is going on. It's easy to set up a start here module. It's really not that different than Facebook, like, and, way back when, and it's totally worth it. I can't imagine a reason why I wouldn't say you need to come try this. Like, come try it out. If you
Yeah,
don't love
that's
it, then
right.
that's fine. But you don't know unless you try. And it's real easy that, well, this has worked for this long. Okay, yeah, but what are you not addressing? Like, what, like, and is it really okay? Or is it just that you're afraid, of all of the work? Or what if it doesn't work? Well, you don't know until you try or until you get curious about
And
why you're like, ah, because many people, that's part of the mind fuckery thing, right? Is that, well, I would rather be miserable and know what's what than to get curious and start dipping my toe into something else that's scary because it's unknown,
right,
you know?
get curious
And
about my
sometimes you
pain
just gotta
instead of
jump.
just wishing it would go away, right? There's so much free learning on the platform about
Absolutely.
all of this. I mean, in the school community, in the school game site, and you can just come on over and check out the discovery. Now, um, we're all very happy to help newcomers learn everything. So if you're interested in hopping on a call with me or finding Sarah on the platform, we're all helpers helping helpers. And that's one of the most exciting things about the
Right.
platform. I mean, look, Sarah started with the homeopathy path in to school, right?
I still
And
have
now
it. It's still going. I'm just
now
strange and
now
have two
now
completely
helping
different
others.
niches.
Yeah, but you have that, and you have inspire, action, and grow, which is helping creators go, 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 and
Let's do the
grow,
damn thing.
right?
Come on. Yep.
And we both have other projects that will come to life as we go and as we
It's
grow.
like, tell me you're an entrepreneur without telling me you're an entrepreneur, right?
Which idea do you want to hear about? The one I'm running with now. One. So pain free. I know, obviously, I have two because there is the Wise Vitality Path and the Women Wellness Leaders, the supportive network, because so many of the women's networking and women's groups on school were just gateways to a higher ticket offer or a pay to join kind of network. And I created this to be a collaborative hub that is free, that will remain free. Maybe have to have like a dollar fee to keep out spam bots at some time due to growth, but super low barrier, free resource for podcast speaking, events, and collaboration as women leaders together, because we need that support, especially in the hustle culture and the bro culture. And as women together, we're stronger and we rise. And,
It's fucking
um,
amazing, dude. Like you've created an awesome space. And what's fantastic is even if you watching aren't resonating with me or with Wendy, come check out the space because we're not going to say, "Oh, don't check out her because she." No, like find the person that you resonate with. Like let's go. Like we all have a collaborative. Like we want to see you succeed, and let's do the damn thing, and let's support you. Come check it out. Let's go.
And it's for anybody. If you're real estate or accounting or stock trader or raising goats, right? Or any of the multiple wellness practices. If you have a brick and mortar business, there's a car salesman from Colorado now that has a site that, is driving traffic. You don't have to have a classroom. You can just have a community feed where people talk to one another, because it's all about connecting. Sam Ovens
Right.
won't allow the schedule post feature because he's like, you can't automate community
It's
connection.
true though. It's
So
true.
he's keeping it super simple and focused on actually connecting and exchanging ideas and growing together. So
Right.
obviously, we're both very passionate about the platform and all that it has to offer.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a classroom set up in my free business group for like a month and a half because I wanted to see where people were and I wanted to see what people needed help with. Because, like, whereas with my homeopathy group, I did have a resource set up for that. But it's as easy as like setting up your community and getting people in. You don't have to have everything built out. Like, host some calls on the calendar, like, ask them questions, do some fun posts. Don't just make niche related posts like that are just value straight, like let's have some fun, let's get to know each other, because when you start fostering those sorts of connections, then people start opening up more and then you have more of a vibrant community. You don't have to like, let's build out the classroom and do this, but then you get people in, and the people that you get in that you are, are your ideal person, they've either already gone through the stuff somewhere else or they have completely different like questions that they need help with. So then you've got to either go back and redo everything or recreate stuff. Like, don't let that be like a stopping point for you that you, oh, I don't have this tangible like ebook or asset or whatever for this classroom. No, like, let's go. You know what you want to offer, you know who your ideal person is. And if you don't, come join one of our spaces or join the main school community for free. Like, let's chat. Let's help you flesh that out. Like,
that's
help you
that's
flesh
what it
out
is.
what you want to offer and who you want to talk to. And let's get to it.
You don't have to know. Even the school games, it encourages you to sign up for the free trial. Even if you don't know what you want to do, what you want to talk about, all you know is you want to get going and
Right.
grow on your own without depending on a job. So they have you sign up for your school, then you get access to the school games community, which has all the free training about step one. Alex, invite 3 people, invite everybody on your phone, on your social media, in your email, in your neighborhood, in your family, and just get some people in and then figure it out as you go. The most important thing is to take action.
Yes. And if you are already a business owner and you just want to come dip your toes in, like that, even after your free trial, like the $99 a month, like that weekly call with Alex Hormozy, and like what he goes over, because he asks the community in the school games, like the quest, like what questions do you have? And then he's answering those on the call, and we're all in the chat, chatting back and forth. And like, that's worth so much more than the $99 a month. And then if you get 3 people in your group, you get access to the games recordings, like the one days. So in school games, they send the top 10 monthly recurring revenue, like, that have earned the most that month. They send them to Las Vegas, and they have a 1-day mastermind with Alex Hormozy and Sam Ovens, and they're always so fucking good, like, always. And they post the recordings in school games, so even if you don't get to go, you get to hear all of the different questions and all of the answers, and get all of those nuggets to then apply to your business and your community and keep going. Like, that alone is like worth its weight in gold.
Masterclass madness. It's just so incredible to have that resource for free. Accessible at any time. And I'm learning so much. Yeah. So what would you say is the biggest change for you? Your biggest aha or big takeaway since landing on Skool? What is your vision for the future and the biggest shift in you that Skool has helped with? I know. Got to clarify that question, Wendy, but you'll help me with that, won't you?
All right. So are you asking about, like, what I see the future as in school, or what has helped me, or what have I learned since I've been on
Yes,
school?
I got too many questions wrapped up in one muddled,
It's
meandering.
okay. It's all good. At least you asked it, because then we can clarify, and then we can move
Yes,
forward, and then the next time it will be even easier, right?
absolutely. This is what first is about.
Yep.
So I want to wrap up the show as a half hour kind of package. So how about the nugget of your what do you want to leave the audience with? How's that about Skool and your journey, and just what does Sarah have to say today?
About school and my journey. I would rather talk about, or talk to the person who's on the fence. I would rather talk to the person that is wondering, if they should do something or not, or having that mind fuckery creep and, oh, it's not good enough. I'm not ready yet. I'm not, I can't do this. Why? Why can you not, like, let's dig deeper into that, like, start asking that thought questions, because we're not our thoughts and our emotions. Those come up, and those dictate a lot of the times our actions, because we don't realize that we are not our thoughts and our emotions. And start digging and figuring out where that came from. Like, did it come from childhood? Did it come from past job experiences? Did it come from past entrepreneurial endeavors that failed? Nothing's ever a failure. It's always a learning lesson. And it's what we do with that, moving forward. Like, you can stew it. Oh, that was awful and blah, blah. Okay. But you're bringing the past into the present, and you can't do anything to change the past. You can only live right here in the moment, And so let's get curious, like, and come join the space, like, see what it's all about. DM me questions over there, or Wendy, or, whatever. Like, let's go. Like, dip your toe in. Don't be afraid to dip your toe into something new. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it can be. Yes, there's a lot of mindfuckery that can happen. But what's the worst that could happen if you just dip your toe in and see what's what?
Absolutely. Woo! There I am. Come join us and grow with us. I thank you so much for being my first guest here on Sunday Skool, Sarah. It's wonderful growing with you, and I think that we've certainly shared our passion for the platform, and I'm so looking forward to what's next. And
Right? It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what comes next.
I just
Thank you for
joined
having me, friend.
another amazing group, and I have so many creators lined up. I'm not exactly sure who's going to be here with us next week, so keep an eye out and just know that whatever is going on, it's up to you to make it a great day. Make it a great day the wise way.